Hi, I'm Steve here at Eagle Creek Farm, and today is the 10th of October, and here behind me on the wall is all of my Outback system, my power grid, my generator, and all my batteries and everything for running all of this. And of course, in a video before, I told you that some of the things that I've been kind of concerned with is EMPs, solar flares, coronal mass ejections, EMPs, things like that. And so a few years ago, we built our entire farm out here off grid, and we've been just enjoying free power ever since. I probably could say I'm a bit of a tinkerer. I won't say I'm a professional, except I think I meet that criteria because I probably live 50 miles away from wherever you might be watching this video. And as you know, anyone that lives that far away can consider themselves a professional. So anyway, we built all of this hoping that that would be what would happen. And last night we had a big storm come through, and we believe we were fed a lightning bolt, got hit by lightning, in other words. Now I have everything grounded, big ground bars. When I dug my ditches in, I put big ground bars in all of the ditches around, so we're really well connected to Mother Earth out here. And it may have been that some lightning strike probably took place off our farm somewhere, and we ended up getting it through the ground or whatever, because we have no wires that run from our farm outside. So anyway, we're completely down. We went down last night just about dark. Well, it's about an hour before dark, so anyway, just the power went off. I came over and I looked, and I was not able to restart my FlexMax system here. It appeared to be completely down. Our wind is still working. We're producing today, well, we're only producing about 100 watts right there intermittently at 50 volts. But the main point here is that everything is down. So you know what? A great opportunity here for us to see what would we do if we had an EMP or coronal mass ejection and we got burned up, and we did. Well, of course, my generator is not hasn't been affected. I've already tested it, and it's producing power. But because our entire system is running off of this $3,800 watt inverter here to produce AC power from the DC power that comes in from my battery bank here, the control circuitry of all of that seems to be cooked. And when I got out here and took the front off of this panel, I could smell a little bit of a remnants of electrical component heat. So I haven't got into that yet to see what might be the problem. I did call our Outback service rep, and he went through a little kind of troubleshooting me over the phone. And one of the first things he said was, I think your mate is burned up for some reason. It's not working at all like it's supposed to. And then I said, okay, well, I agree. I can't get it to boot up. It's just the lights go round and round and round, which if you look at the manual, it says that that's trying to find circuitry to connect to, and it wasn't doing that. So he said I was under warranty. I only had 2 months left on my warranty. So they're shipping me this mate. Well, then I started getting off the phone with him, and I said, well, I want to know how quick you're going to get this mate to me, because I'm off grid, and so we have no power. And so I want to make sure it's overnighted to me. And he said, well, you should still have power. He said, that don't affect the output of your inverter. And I said, well, yeah, when I called, I told you we're dead in the water here. I meant by that I'm producing no power. And he says, oh, well, we've got another problem too. And so he did a little kind of a troubleshooting thing over the phone with me on that. And he said, because I said I smelled something that smelled hot, he is betting that we got struck by lightning. And of course I told him, don't think we had any lightning. I heard lightning around the area, but nothing what I thought would be close enough to cause a problem. But he says, oh yeah, that can travel for miles underground or in the ground or whatever, so we probably have been burned up. So there's where I get the opinion from somebody that I do consider they're probably a professional. And because it burnt up the control board in this inverter, and oh, by the way, I have an air light here, which he took into account, and it burned up this separate system over here, which is the mate. He thought it probably was not just an individual component that went bad in either one. He thought it probably got hit by lightning. So anyway, here I am today working on trying to figure out how to do a little, I guess you would call it, retro engineering to bypass all of that, because I've got to have power. And so I've started the generator, and I checked, and like I should here on my Generac input system, I do have 110 volts coming in right there, which would be which is correct. So what I've done is I've come inside my power panel here, and I disconnected, this is my load panel, and what I've done is I've disconnected this wire that would be stuck right in there, and this is coming over from my outback. It comes through the conduit here, and it powers, and then because this is a 220 volt panel, so I'm running breakers on both sides of the panel, I put a jumper in from here over to this, and that simply allows me to take power from my inverter on this line hooked into here, power this side of the panel, and then I have a jump comes over to this side of the panel and powers these breakers over here. Hope you understand that. I hope you can see it because it is a little dark. But that still leaves me with no power. So with the generator running, like I said, right here on this line, which is coming in from my generator, see if I can get that in the picture for you. I do currently have 110 volts. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking this wire here and I'm going to hook it up right here on this 110 volt line, and I'm going to jump it over to here, and I'm going to put it right in here, and so that will give me 110 volts into my panel, and then everything should be hooked up. I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand and hold the camera, so I'm going to conclude my video by saying that it looks like our worst fears have come true. We have definitely been affected by a heavenly mass ejection here because lightning got us. And for the most part, you could consider a lightning strike almost identical in effect, I think, to that of an EMP or CMP. In any case, it has taken us down. Now, in my Faraday cage, I have another inverter. I know that's okay. And I could come and wire that in, but I've got the part on order to put in that system, and they say it'll be here in a couple of days. So it looks like my generator is going to get a good warming here for the next couple of days. So anyway, that's the end of this video. I'm going to go ahead and hook this jumper cable up, and providing the house don't burn down, it won't, but anyway, I'm going to jump over and put 110 volt power from my generator input on the Generac system here over to my power panel, and then we should be back to just like we were before, except we're using propane. All right, later. By the way, if you're not prepared, think about getting that way.